Devin, I want to know what's going on, and I want to know right now.
I was about to ask you the same question. We were about to get going, but then all of a sudden you ran off somewhere. What gives?
Don't give me that. This is supposed to be our honeymoon. But now I find out you're bringing your ex-girlfriend along with us? Are you out of your mind?
Oh, come on. Really? That's what you're so upset about? Why do you care if she comes along? This is just a marriage of convenience anyway.
Yeah, one more thing. You're gonna have to watch her kids for us.
Don't pretend like you don't know. It's obvious that you don't love me and I don't love you.
Devin, how could you say that?
Because it's true. We've been together for a long time now, and yet we haven't been together one single time. I mean, a guy can only get turned down so many times before he starts to question how much his girl really likes him.
But Devin, we talked about this. I told you that I wanted to wait until I got married to, be with a guy. I know it might seem old-fashioned to you, but it's very important to me. I thought you understood that and were willing to wait for me.
Yeah, I know that's the excuse you were using to not sleep with me, but I thought you understood that I was only saying that to make you feel better about,
No, Devin, I don't know. What were you trying to make me feel better about? I genuinely have no idea.
Are you really gonna make me say it? Fine. I wanted to make you feel better about the fact that you didn't love me because you can't love me. You don't like guys. And I mean, whatever, that's your thing. Do I wish you would have told me sooner? Yeah, but it's not like we were both out there looking to get married. We got set up on a date and just kind of went along with the motions. Again, I thought we were on the same page about this. This way, my parents will shut up about me not settling down, and it'll help you keep your thing under wraps.
You think I'm a... No way. You cannot be serious.
Look at a calendar and tell me what year it is. A woman in this day and age waiting until marriage? I can't believe I fell for it as long as I did. I know what you are, and again, I'm fine with it. You don't need to hide it. You can keep on using me as a cover story and an ATM machine, and I'll keep on using you as a free maid service.
Maid service?
There, see? Neither of us have anything to hide anymore. It's all out in the open. Don't worry, I won't try to convert you or anything. I don't need your love anyway. I have Morgan, and she's enough for me.
I don't understand, Devin.
Yeah, I didn't think you would. Morgan and I are real soulmates. I knew from the moment we met that we were meant to be together forever. Like, you didn't think I proposed going on a honeymoon for your sake, did you? Nah, I was only thinking about making sure me and Morgan could have as much fun as possible. What's the point of going on a honeymoon for a marriage of convenience anyway? Oh, and by the way, she has kids, so you should have a ton of fun with them.
Devin, I have no idea how you got that crazy idea in your head, but it isn't true. I was never looking for a marriage of convenience.
What's the matter? Are your parents reading this over your shoulder or something? What are you trying to hide at this point? I'll bet they already know.
You're making me babysit for you?
Yeah, duh. Who else is gonna do it? I sure as hell won't. Don't forget, I'm the one who's paying for the house that you're gonna live in from now on. I'm not gonna give you room and board for free. You gotta earn your keep. And while it may just be a marriage of convenience, legally, I'm still your husband, and that means what I say goes. Seriously, though, relax already. You're gonna love it. I mean, think about it. They could make a sitcom out of this stuff. A guy's ex-girlfriend and her kids coming along on the honeymoon. Just the thought of it is hysterical.
Well, I'm glad you're laughing because I'm definitely not.
Oh, for the love of God, Chastity, would you lighten up already? Now come out of the room. Let's go have some fun. Don't run away and hide like a spoiled child. Oh, and we're not going to wait up for you, by the way.
Chastity, I am so sorry for this. Please believe me, I had no idea this was going to happen. You don't need to feel bad, Morgan. It's not your fault. You didn't even know he was my husband. I know, but still. Your husband passed away so recently that I felt like sending you a picture of my fiancé would be painful for you, so I never sent any. And we didn't have a ceremony either. We just went and eloped today. So there was no way you could have known. I'm guessing he never told you that this was supposed to be our honeymoon either, did he? No, I had no idea. If I had known what this really was, I would have turned him down instantly. You know what he told me? He told me that a friend won tickets to go on a trip through a contest, but they had a few tickets left and no one else could come. So he invited me and my kids along to fill the gap. Plus his friend was supposed to be coming along, so I didn't expect that we'd actually be alone any of the time. And he also said that friend had agreed to look after the kids, so I could have some well-deserved me time. Ah, that friend of his would be me, I presume. Please, Chastity, you have to believe me. I had no idea you two were married. I thought he was inviting me as a friend. I will never let anything like this happen again, okay? I am going to block Devin's number, delete his name from my contacts, and never talk to him again. Thanks for that, Morgan. You're a good friend. I hope you know that I'm not angry at you at all. Anyway, as long as we're here, why don't you and the kids go enjoy yourselves? I bet they've been looking forward to this trip. Oh, Chastity, you poor thing. No, don't feel bad for me either. In fairness, it's kind of true that I never really loved Devin all that much. We were set up together and we hadn't been dating for all that long when we decided to get married. I think we both were rushing into marriage because of the pressure we were feeling from our friends and families. But even still, I did want to marry him. I was trying my best to fall in love with him and make him fall in love with me. I was hoping that we could use this honeymoon as an opportunity to bond together as a couple for the first time. I guess I just didn't realize that Devin never had any intentions of loving me. Chastity, you need to ditch this guy right away. You think so? Of course I do. This may not mean much coming from me since I used to date him, but he is one of the most self-centered, egotistical guys I've ever met. Sure, he's a pretty handsome guy, but that's all on the outside. On the inside, he is rotten to the core. He's a real womanizer and a misogynist to boot. He's convinced that every woman he meets wants to get with him. He's an immature man-child who's never grown up, a perpetual college frat boy chasing girls around all the time. You don't need to get hurt for his sake any more than you already have. I know you said this isn't my fault, but you're wrong. I still feel like I could have done something to prevent this. I must have missed some obvious signs. And so I want to help you in any way that I can. Don't worry, Chastity, I'm on your side till the very end. Morgan, thank you so much, but I honestly don't know what I should do now. If you were interested in hearing it, I have a little plan in mind that might just teach him a lesson he'll never forget. You in? Let's hear your plan, Morgan. All right, so here's what we'll do.
Yo, Chastity, you still in there pouting? Come on out and have some fun. Me and Morgan are having a great time.
I guess you really aren't going to apologize, huh?
Apologize? What for? It's not my fault you decided to lock yourself inside and have a tantrum like an 8-year-old. Oh, and I just now found out that the two of you were actually friends. That's crazy! Like, what are the odds? Really, though, you make such a decent maid, but you can't even look after a couple kids for us? How much work could they possibly be?
Despite what you think of me, I am not a maid, Devin, not for you or for anyone else.
Well, for all intents and purposes, yeah, you are!
You really don't even see me as your wife, do you? I'll only ever be a maid to you. I can admit that if you asked me if I loved you, I would have to say no. But I tried my hardest to love you, and I wanted you to love me. But if you're not even going to treat me as your wife, then I don't think I can handle being with you anymore.
And you don't think of me as your husband, so I don't get what your deal is. You didn't think that one out, did ya?
Whatever, it's clear that you're not going to believe me no matter what I say. So I'm giving up on trying to love you right here and now. I will not stand for the humiliation you have subjected me to today.
What's going on with you? Like, what are you even talking about right now? This is the cringiest speech I've ever heard.
Yeah, I had a feeling you'd say something like that. In any case, I will never forgive you for this.
Okay, ask me if I care. Anyway, I'm done talking to you, Mrs. Buzzkill. I'm gonna go back to having fun. You just stay holed up in the hotel room. Oh, and try to keep your eyes on the kids, will ya? Me and Morgan are going to a restaurant now, so you should probably think about getting her Rugrats something to eat, too.
I'm already back home, Devin.
Wait, what? Chastity, would you please answer my calls?
No. If you want to say something to me, you can say it by text.
You're so impossible. When is our flight home? You up and left without even telling me our flight numbers or schedule. How are we supposed to make any plans over here if we don't know our schedule? You're the one who did the booking with the travel agent, and you had the only copy of the itinerary.
You want to know when your return flight is? Well, too bad I can't tell you.
What? First you lock yourself in your room, now you're refusing to tell me when my flight is? God, you're such a child, Chastity.
I can't tell you because there is no return flight.
What? What do you mean?
You had me only get one-way tickets. You said we would decide when we come back home after we got here. I decided to leave yesterday. But I only got a ticket for myself. You'll have to book a return flight on your own.
You have gotta be kidding me! That's it? You're just gonna leave us high and dry like this?
Devin, please, you're a grown man. I think you can handle getting on a plane without me holding your hand. And as for Morgan and her kids, you're the one who invited them, so you'd better pay for their return trip, too.
Who do you think you are, huh? All you are is a lousy maid, and you think you can tell me how I should spend my money?
There you go again, calling me your maid. I really was a fool. I should have noticed way sooner that you were only using me. I went to all the trouble of planning a fun honeymoon for us, and then what did you do? You invited your ex-girlfriend along and stuck me with watching her kids. And now that you've had your fun, you want me to bail you out of the mess you made and get you a ticket home. How selfish can you be?
Not as selfish as a certain someone who only has a place to live because I pay for it.
You know, Devin, I thought that this honeymoon would have been a chance for us to grow closer.
Huh?
That's why I offered to plan it myself. I put a lot of special surprises for you in our itinerary. I was planning to celebrate your birthday with you at the restaurant last night. I even ordered a special cake to be delivered to our table for dessert. But that was all a waste of my time and effort. I thought that if we had some fun together, then we could close some of the distance between us. But I guess I was an idiot for that too.
Wait, you really did all that for me?
That's right. Even if we didn't have love at first sight, we could still work on it together. Or so I thought. Now I realize that was all my imagination running away with me. So I am done with you, Devin. I'm not trying anymore. This is goodbye.
What the? Hold on. You mean to tell me that you're really not,
No, I'm not a lesbian, Devin. Good grief.
Well, why didn't you tell me all of that if that's really how you feel? I'm not some kind of psychic. If you don't tell me how you feel, then I'll never be able to know how you feel. This is all your fault for not being more forthcoming about your feelings. God damn it, this sucks! Chastity, get on a plane and come back here right now!
I don't want to. Even if I did, are you telling me you're going to pay for my ticket?
You can pay for it yourself.
Okay, then I'm not coming. And why should I go anyway?
Because I told you to. End of story.
Sorry, that's not going to cut it. Use your words, Devin.
I'm stuck looking after Morgan's 4 snot-nosed brats, that's why. I need you to come down here and help me with them.
It's just a couple of kids. How much trouble could they be?
Wait a second. Isn't that...
That's right. It's exactly what you said to me. I guess it might not be quite as easy to look after 4 kids as you thought, huh? And think about it this way. Morgan takes care of those kids every day by herself. Meanwhile, you can't even handle them for one afternoon.
That's not a fair comparison. She's their mom. I'm a total stranger.
Yeah, you are, and so am I. You didn't care that I was a stranger to them when you pushed them onto me.
But you're a woman. Kids listen to women. Anyway, I'm sick and tired of these kids. She told me to take them to the pool, and so I did. I figured I could relax while they swam, right? But no, they keep yelling at me to play with them. I try to tell them to shut up because they're disturbing the other guests, but they won't listen to me. I'm at my wit's end. And the worst part is that Morgan is so busy doing crowd control on her kids that she isn't paying any attention to me.
What were you expecting to happen? When parents take their kids on vacation, they have to be looking after them the whole time. The kids always come first, no matter what. That's what a vacation with kids is like. Plus, it was a long plane ride to get there, and that's really hard on younger kids especially. That's why Morgan wanted to make sure the kids had as much fun as possible to make it worth the trip. So, yeah, I'm afraid that Morgan just isn't going to have much time for you. Get it? You're the one who dragged her and her kids into this, so you owe it to them to make sure they enjoy themselves. You're just going to have to take responsibility for what you did.
You don't get to bark orders at me like this. I'm the one who gets to boss you around, and I demand that you come here and help me.
Sorry, but I'm resigning my position as your maid.
You what? What's the matter with you? I just got back from our honeymoon and you're nowhere to be found. Not only that, you left a stack of divorce papers on the table? Where are you? Get back here right now. You have housework to do.
I am never going to your house ever again. I am not your maid and I never will be. If you want one, go and hire one. Since that's your house and I'm divorcing you, I don't have any right to live there anymore, so I'm leaving.
I don't remember giving you my permission to leave me.
I don't recall needing your permission. I am divorcing you, Devin. Oh, and I'm not doing any property division with you, by the way.
I'm not letting you leave me until you pay me what you owe me.
Excuse me? What do I owe you?
Are you stupid? I paid for my plane ticket home and the hotel stay. Until you pay me back every cent I spent on that stuff, I will not consent to a divorce.
Why should I pay for that? It was your plane ticket, wasn't it? I already paid for my own. You were free to come home whenever you felt like it. Plus, I never actually spent a night in the hotel. Only you, Morgan, and her kids stay there. So I don't see any reason why I should pay for either.
Stop back-talking and pay me what you owe me. You wanted to go on this honeymoon, didn't you? You might see me as nothing but an ATM, but you're wrong. I'm a human being. I don't have to stand for this kind of unfair treatment.
Again, with the ATM thing, what makes you think I need you for money? I make more money than you.
You do?
Don't you remember I told you this on our first date? The reason I've had so much trouble finding a husband is because I work so much. So no, I don't need to use you as an ATM. Why would I need someone who makes less money than me to finance my lifestyle?
No way! I don't believe it.
I told you all about this. I don't know why you're shocked. I guess whatever I say to you goes in one ear and out the other. Anyway, we actually do have some money issues to talk about, so we're going to have that conversation very soon.
You're suing me? You can't do that! I haven't done anything to you that you can sue me for.
Intentional infliction of emotional distress. Look it up. Your cruel, abusive language caused our divorce, so yes, I can sue you. You told me you saw me as nothing but a maid, accused me of being a lesbian just because I wanted to wait until we were married, and to top it all off, you told me that you and your ex-girlfriend were soulmates. No decent human being would ever talk to their wife like that.
But I told you that was because you weren't being honest with me. You never told me how you felt about me. That's basically fraud. Maybe I should sue you.
Nice try, but no, I told you that you were wrong about me. But no matter what I said, you just dismissed it offhand.
I don't remember it that way.
Wow, that's a very convenient memory you have. You magically forget all the details that don't reflect well on you. And let's not forget the way you were pressuring me to sleep with you. I was clear that I wanted to wait until we got married, but you kept inviting me to your house late at night and offering me drink after drink after drink. It was obvious what you were trying to do, and I was honestly a bit scared. If that's the way you treated me before we were married, how were you going to treat me afterward? I don't think it's unreasonable to have my own fiancé and husband respect my wishes.
Whatever, I'm still not going to agree to divorce you. I'm not signing anything you send me, no matter what you say, and until I do, we're still married.
Okay, I'll just have to sue you for divorce then too.
You're gonna sue me again?
You've left me no choice. We can't come to terms on an amicable divorce, so we'll have to have the courts mediate for us. If you don't want that to happen, then sign the papers I sent you right now.
Wait, I deserve to have a say in this too, don't I? You're not listening to me!
Have you ever listened to a word I've said? No, you have not, so I don't owe you any such courtesy. Hey, Devin, did the wire transfer go through? Is the money in your account?
Yeah, I just checked, it's there. You didn't need to do that, though. I'm the one that invited you.
Nah, I insist.
You really are a good gal, you know that, Morgan? I wish chastity would take a page or two out of your book.
What's that supposed to mean?
You wouldn't believe what a little brat she's being right now. She's crazy bitter about everything. She never loved me once, but now all of a sudden she's like, "You never cared about me. You never loved me." Meh. She's absolutely hysterical.
I don't think she's hysterical. Her reaction is completely understandable.
You're joking.
No, I'm serious. She was your wife, even if only for a few days, and yet you had fallen for another woman. Without even telling the other woman you were married, might I add. Who would want to stay in a relationship with a guy like you? I sure don't. I'm never speaking to you again.
What? Hold on, why are you saying that?
You know that Chastity and I are friends, right?
Well, yeah, I just found out the other day at the hotel.
We're more than that, though. We've been best friends since middle school. We haven't spoken as much to each other since I had my kids, though. I was busy taking care of them and she was busy working, so imagine my position. I may not have known about the situation, but the fact remains that I crashed my own best friend's honeymoon. And it's all your fault.
My fault, but...
You haven't changed a bit, have you? You're just as much of a narcissistic creep as you've always been. When you contacted me the other day, I thought maybe you had grown up a little bit, but no, you're the same child that you were when I broke up with you. All you think about is yourself and your own satisfaction. You don't care one bit about anyone else. You even ditched your own wife for another woman. Obviously, she was going to divorce you for that. I don't want a vile creature like you around my kids. You're just going to be a bad influence on them. So never contact me again. Do you hear me?
Morgan, wait. You can't just cut me off like that. Let's talk about this, okay? Morgan! Morgan! Morgan, where did you go? I just stopped by your house, but it's totally empty.
I moved.
You did? Where to?
As if I'm going to tell my stalker where he can find me.
Stalker?
You've been coming by my house every single day. You even waited for me outside my kids' elementary school. I told you in no uncertain terms to knock it off. You were scaring my kids. I checked my security camera and you've been walking by the house in the middle of the night too. That was what made me get a restraining order against you, which I know you've been informed about.
Look, this is all one big misunderstanding. All I'm trying to do is talk to you so I can tell you my side of the story.
How many times do I have to tell you? I don't want to hear your side of the story, you creepy stalker. And just so you know, I already called the police about you.
You did?
You violated the restraining order, you moron. That's a crime. Now never come near me or my kids again, scumbag.
This is unfair. You're not listening to me. None of this is my fault. I'm innocent. Come on, Morgan. Let's meet up and talk things over. Don't ignore me. Chastity, would you please just come home already? The place is falling apart without you around to take care of things. I've practically run out of clothes because you're not doing my laundry.
What are you saying that to me for? Shouldn't you be begging Morgan to help you? After all, the two of you are soulmates, right? Seriously, Morgan dumps you and then you immediately come crawling back to me? You must have absolutely no sense of shame at all.
Hey, how did you find out about that?
We're best friends, moron. We talk to each other all the time. The first thing any girl does when she breaks up with a loser is tell her best friend about it. I also heard that your house has become something out of one of those hoarder shows on TV. The neighbors aren't too happy about it either. How many times have you had the city code enforcers tell you to do something about the awful smell?
Oh, so you do know how things are going for me. Now hurry up, get over here, and do something about it.
That's your house and you're a grown man. If anyone needs to do something about it, it's you.
You don't understand. That sort of work is beneath a guy like me. I made my own money, bought my own house, and got my own wife. I already put in all the work I need to do. Now somebody needs to do some work for me for a change.
Really, Devin? You're not worth anyone's time or effort.
I don't want to hear that from someone like you. You probably moved back into your parents' house so you can mooch from them for the rest of your life.
I bought my own house and I'm living there by myself.
You what?
I wasn't about to move back in with my parents at my age. That would be too embarrassing. So I bought my own house.
I don't believe it. I didn't know you had that kind of money.
I mean, I didn't pay for it in cash. I had to take out a loan, just like nearly all the other people who buy houses. But unlike you, I don't think the fact that I bought my own house makes me better than anyone else. Buying a house just means you're in a financial position that you can afford to pay your mortgage every month. It's impressive, yeah, especially in this economy, but that doesn't give anyone the right to lord it over other people. It most certainly doesn't entitle you to treat your wife like a maid.
Yes, it does.
Okay, then if we were married, but living in a house that I bought, would that make it okay for me to treat you like my manservant?
No.
Yeah, that's what I thought you'd say. Until you understood the reason why your worldview is wrong, you're going to be very, very lonely. And honestly, you're probably going to be lonely even if you one day come to understand.
Everything. I lost everything. My house. My beautiful house. The house I worked so hard for. The house I was going to spend my life in. It's gone.
Yeah, I heard about it on the news. I don't know what you were expecting when you had all that garbage piled up in your house. The house was a total loss, huh? I'm glad that the fire didn't spread to any of the houses next door, though. But yeah, it's like you said, you really did lose everything.
This can't be happening to me. What am I supposed to do from now on?
Well, there's the rest of the mortgage that you need to pay off, then the settlement from my lawsuit for intentional infliction of emotional distress, and you also have to pay a fine and damages to Morgan for violating her restraining order. So I guess you're supposed to pay off your debts from now on. I do pity you, but it's simply the truth that anyone who gets involved with you becomes miserable. The best thing for you to do is to shoulder that burden alone and never drag anyone else down with you.
No, I don't want to be alone. I want you, Chastity. I want to be with you.
I can't be with you, Devin. You were right, I didn't love you because I can't love you. You're utterly unlovable. Devin wasn't being dramatic when he said he lost everything. He genuinely did lose everything. All of his cash, credit cards, ATM cards, bank books, appliances, electronics, valuables, everything went up in smoke. However, while he was unable to access his bank account, his automatic payments to me, the bank, and Morgan continued. Then, once the very last cent in his bank account was taken out, it was official. Devin literally had nothing. Granted, he does have a job, but given all the chaos in his personal life, he hasn't really been able to put his heart into it lately. His productivity has plummeted, and whatever little work he does get finished is riddled with mistakes. His colleagues are getting sick of him, and he might not have a place in that company for much longer. He used to think pretty highly of himself, even claiming that I only thought of him as an ATM. But now, ironically, he can't even use an ATM anymore. As for me, I'm finally getting accustomed to my new solo life in my new house. Ever since the whole fiasco with the honeymoon, I've started talking with Morgan just about as much as we used to in the good old days. She and her kids come over pretty often to spend time with me, so even though I may be living alone, I don't really feel lonely at all. I may have failed at finding love, which is unfortunate, but, there's more to life than romance. What I'd like to do now is learn to stop living for other people and find a way to live what's mine and mine alone.
Where on earth are you, Ashley? Do you have any idea what time it is? It's less than 1 hour from dinner time, and not only haven't you got anything ready, you're not even in the house. Is this some kind of game of chicken? You think if it gets late enough that I'll start cooking by myself? Because you're dead wrong. I'm not lifting a finger. Cooking dinner is your job. Honestly, how did I get stuck with such a useless daughter-in-law?
No, Maggie, I'm not passive-aggressively trying to get you to cook dinner for me. I told you this morning, didn't I? I had a prenatal checkup at the clinic today. I even wrote it on a note and clipped it to the front of the refrigerator in case you forgot.
I'm not blind, stupid, or senile. I know where you said you were going. I'm saying that you should have been home a long time ago. A silly little checkup shouldn't be taking this long. You're not seeing another man while Heath is at work, are you? Is that what you're doing?
What? Of course not. Why would you think that of me? I mean, I am pregnant after all, and the baby is your son's. You can't honestly think that I would be cheating on Heath while pregnant with his child. It's offensive that you would accuse me of cheating at all.
Well, maybe if you didn't act like a hussy all the time, I wouldn't have to keep tabs on you like this. Sure, you claimed you were going to the doctor today, just like you claimed that you're pregnant, but how am I supposed to know either of those things is true? And here you are right now, out of the house by yourself, late into the evening. You didn't even do any of your housework today. Every single thing about you screams that you're a loose woman, Ashley.
I'm running late tonight because they were short-staffed at the clinic today. One of their 2 ultrasound techs called in sick. I had no idea I would be away for this long either. But my checkup is all finished up and I'm on my way home now. And speaking of which, your husband said that he'd be out late tonight. And Heath said there's some sort of meeting happening tonight that he can't miss, so neither of them will need dinner. That only leaves you and I eating at home tonight. But I've been feeling awfully sick since this morning, so I wasn't planning on eating much.
I didn't ask how you felt. You're the one who married into this family and are living in my house. That means you do what I say, and I say you are responsible for cooking dinner. You feel sick, do you? Oh, you poor, miserable thing. Suck it up. I had children myself, and I never felt sick during any of my pregnancies. Women all over the world have been cooking and cleaning while pregnant for thousands upon thousands of years. What makes you think that you can shirk off your duties because of a little upset stomach?
It's not just a little upset stomach. Even the smell of cooking food makes me feel sick. And each woman has a different experience with pregnancy. I'm not even having it as hard as I could be. Plenty of women deal with worse. It sounds like you had it pretty easy, so you should consider yourself lucky.
Are you listening to me? I told you I don't care how sick you feel. You have a job to do, and I expect you to do it. As long as you're living under my roof, what I say is the law. I am your mother-in-law, and don't you ever forget that. Now quit your stalling, tell your boyfriends goodbye, pay your tab at the bar, and get back here and cook me my dinner.
Maggie, I know that I am typically the one who makes dinner, but in these circumstances, don't you think it would be better if you did it? I've been out since early afternoon at the clinic. I'm exhausted and feeling sick, but you've been at home all day, haven't you? What have you been doing all day? Not to mention, I'm still working at least 4 days a week while pregnant, and you've been a housewife ever since you got married.
And who was it who made the decision to keep your job? It was you. You're working because you want to. If you're jealous of my life as a housewife, then you'll just have to talk Heath into letting you quit. So I don't want to hear any complaints from you about how hard it is to work while also doing housework. You chose that for yourself. You're not going to push your housework onto me just because I'm a housewife and you're not. And how many times do I have to remind you, when you married into this family, that was an agreement to put us before anything or anyone else. That includes both you and your silly little job.
All right, I'm on my way home now, so just wait a little bit longer. I'll bring you your dinner to your room as soon as it's ready.
Now where did you run off to? You've got a lot of work to do for me today. I thought I made it clear to you this morning that you were not allowed to leave the house until everything was done.
And I thought I made it clear to you that I was going no matter what you said or did to me. Today is my little brother's wedding, and I am going to go and celebrate with him. Really, this is a new low, even for you. You actually tried to keep me from going to my own little brother's wedding?
Don't you dare talk down to me like that. I'm the one who should be giving you a lecture. What kind of woman would go to her brother's wedding in direct violation of her mother-in-law's direct orders? Maybe I should have dumped a bit more water on your head this morning.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. I had spent an hour getting my hair and makeup ready before you came into my room. Then all my hard work was undone in an instant with that pitcher of ice water you poured all over me. Have you completely lost your mind, Maggie? In what universe is it okay to do something like that to another person?
You're not a person. You're my daughter-in-law. That means you only have the rights and privileges that I allow you to have. You are to come back to the house this instant and get started on the list of chores I gave you this morning. And if you don't like that, then fine. Go ahead and go to your brother's wedding looking like you've just been for a swim.
What do you think I'm doing right now? The wedding is starting soon. I'll be lucky if I make it in time. I didn't even have enough time to dry off my hair after you dumped that water on me. I'll just have to apologize to my brother and stay out of any pictures they take. I don't want my messed up makeup and hair to be part of his memories on his wedding day.
Unbelievable. Even after all that, you're still going to go? Fine, be that way. But know this, Ashley. If you go to that wedding, you will never be allowed to set foot in this house again. You're also going to divorce my son, so never speak to him again either.
You want me to move out of your house? Have it your way.
Are you all right? I'm so sorry. I just woke up a little bit ago and saw your message. Did my mom actually dump a pitcher of ice water on you? What is that senile old hag thinking? You're a pregnant woman.
Hey, Heath, thanks for messaging me back. I'm sorry I had to bother you while you were across the country on business.
That's not important at all right now. I'm worried about you. I knew I shouldn't have left you alone with my mom. I should have tried to convince my company to let you come with me, or at least taken you over to stay with your parents while I was away.
No, it's okay, really. I was pretty startled at first, to say the least, but my stomach still feels fine. I managed to make it to the wedding in time, but I looked like an absolute mess. So there was no avoiding the elephant in the room. My parents and brother asked me what happened, and I told them.
And good grief, were they mad.
We're still in the middle of the reception right now, but I'm pretty sure they're going to call your mom once it's over. There's an awful lot they want to say to her, and none of it will be very pleasant.
Yeah, I'll bet. Ashley, I am so sorry I can't be there for you right now. I know how harsh my mom has been to you, always teasing you and making you do all the housework for her. But I thought that the main reason was that we hadn't been able to get pregnant yet. Now I know that she was just being cruel for cruelty's sake. Anytime she finds something she can harp on you for, she goes right at it like a pack of hyenas on a dying zebra. But dumping a pitcher of ice water on you, that does it. She's crossed the line. I don't want to live with that awful woman for one day longer.
I'm glad you and I are on the same page about that. You thought it was because we hadn't given her any grandchildren yet, but I always thought it was because she felt like I stole you away from her. I kept trying to be patient with her and brush away her nasty comments in the hope that someday she would come to realize that I was a good wife for you. And when that didn't work, I thought for sure that once I got pregnant, she would cool down a bit, but alas, she never got any better. If anything, she started treating me worse. And after today's events, I don't think I can or should put up with her anymore. At this point, I'm afraid for the health and safety of our child if I stay around her any longer.
Yep, I'm with you 100% there. I'll bet another big part of it is the way my grandma treated her after she married my dad. She must feel like it's her turn to be the overbearing, bossy mother-in-law that she had to deal with. But not only is that an outdated way of thinking, it's also just plain childish. After all that you've done for our family, she should be ashamed of the way she's behaving. I am so sorry that I let things get this bad. I should have put a stop to it sooner.
It's all right, Heath. I could have been more assertive myself. I don't blame you at all. Anyway, I think the next thing I need to do is talk to your dad about this. Then, depending on how he reacts, we'll put some distance between one or both of them. Does that sound all right?
Sounds great to me. I'm your husband, and that means you and the baby you're carrying inside of you are the two most important people in the world to me. I'm not putting up with any more of their nonsense at your expense.
I'm really glad that we both see eye to eye on this, Heath. All right, well, that's the plan then. Time to get things started.
Of this, Ashley, you went and turned my husband against me? You filthy, conniving little coward. Why would you do that to me? How did you do that to me? I'm getting kicked out of my own house thanks to you. I am your mother-in-law, you impudent ingrate.
I didn't turn him against you. All I did was give him a choice, and he decided what to do all on his own.
But I had no idea. He never told me that he had lost his job.
Yeah, that's not surprising. He's got to maintain his pride, after all. Our plan was to keep things quiet until he had managed to get himself back up on his feet. But your behavior is just too much, Maggie. We can't take it anymore. Your husband hasn't been providing for you. We have.
I'm telling you, I had absolutely no idea what was going on.
Apparently not, because if you had known, you probably wouldn't have been making me do all the housework. You most certainly wouldn't have dumped a pitcher of ice water on my head, so you'll have to understand that we won't be living with you anymore. When I told your husband about what you did, he immediately started profusely apologizing for you. None of it is his fault, though, so we're not angry at him. Unfortunately, though, all the money and support we give him ends up benefiting you, even if indirectly. We told him that we wanted him to return all the money that we had lent him in the past, but he said that would be impossible. Then he offered to get rid of you in exchange for letting him off the hook, to which we agreed.
But, he can't do that to me. You can't do that to me. All I've ever been is a housewife. What am I supposed to do without my husband to support me? Are you completely out of your mind?
Maggie, you need to face the facts. Your husband does not have a job right now. Since you're a self-professed housewife who doesn't actually do any housework, that puts him basically in the same position as you. Which is to say that you could always choose to get a job yourself. Or did you plan on living off of another person's hard work for the rest of your life?
I can't get a job. I haven't held a job in over 30 years. If you threw me out on my own right now, I don't know what I'd do.
Oh, this is excellent progress. You sound like you're becoming aware of what a treacherous position you've been in. Which begs the question, why have you been acting so high and mighty towards me all this time?
I had to put up with much worse than I've done to you when I married my husband. That's just the way the world works. Wives are expected to put up with whatever their mother-in-law does to them. That includes doing whatever housework that she asks you to do. It's all meant to teach you how to be a good wife and support your family.
You don't need to verbally abuse someone to teach them how to cook a turkey. You probably didn't know this either, but back when your husband first lost his job, he was talking to my parents about starting up a business. My parents thought it was a good plan and were willing to loan him the money he needed to start it up. But thanks to you, that offer is now off the table. So I really don't blame your husband at all for kicking you out. I also personally feel like we've done more than enough to help out your husband, so we won't be giving him any more assistance. Even after he divorces you, we're still going to put some distance between us. I can't overlook the fact that he simply sat by and said nothing while you've been abusing me all this time.
That's it. I've been trying to get a hold of him, but he won't talk to me. Oh, maybe he'll talk to you, though. Could you give him a message for me? Tell him that I'll keep being a good housewife for him, so let's stay married and get through this rough patch together.
Keep being a good housewife? You're kind of responsible for ruining his life. That doesn't sound like a very good housewife kind of thing to do. You've never contributed anything to your family. That's why it was so easy for your husband to make the call to cut you off.
How dare you talk to me that way? I am your mother-in-law, Ashley. You think you have the right to criticize me like this?
Yeah, actually I do. If you were the sort of mother-in-law that would help us or our child, then we might keep our relationship with you. We might even be willing to keep living with you. But you're not that sort of mother-in-law. All you've ever done is take advantage of our kindness and get in the way of our happiness. So I'm sorry to say, but I don't have any reason to think twice about ending our relationship.
This is all your fault. Ever since you married my Heath, every single person in this family has gone insane.
If you think all the other people around you are insane, isn't it far more likely that you're the insane one?
I am not insane. I'm the sanest person I know.
Right. In any case, our minds are made up. We're kicking you out of the house. I make a bit more money than Heath, so up until now, the lion's share of my paycheck was going to support you and your husband. That all ends right here, right now. I won't be financing your lifestyle any longer. In addition to that, Heath and I are going to move out of your husband's house. Whatever happens from now on is entirely between you and your husband. We don't want any part of it. So I won't be giving him any messages for you. You'll have to find some way to work it out between yourselves.
Fine then, be that way. I see you're hell-bent on doing whatever you can to torment me. You want me out of the house? I'm leaving. I'll just have to get a part-time job or something. I'll bet you think you've ruined me, don't you? Well, too bad. I'm a little bit tougher than you give me credit for.
I'm glad to hear that. Now that I know you won't starve to death on the streets, I can kick you out without any guilt or second thoughts. Goodbye, Maggie.
Ashley, darling, how are you doing? I was just thinking about you and wanted to check in. I'll bet you're wishing you had an extra hand to help you around the house, don't you? Oh, your belly must be getting absolutely enormous. If there's ever anything I can do for you, let me know. I'll be over before you know it.
Sorry, who are you?
Oh, Ashley, you always were a joker. It's me, silly, your mother-in-law. I wanted to see how you were feeling.
This is gross. Could you please knock it off? I'm genuinely feeling sick. What are you after anyway? As if I even need to ask.
I thought we could come to a mutually beneficial arrangement. You're such a hard worker, Ashley. You have a truly impressive career. A hard-working woman like yourself must be making quite a bit of money, right? So your problem is that you've got a lot of work to do, a child to look after, and money to burn, right? My problem is that I've got too much free time, and I could use a little bit more income on the side. I have the perfect solution to both of our problems. You can hire me to be a babysitter.
I would sooner hire Genghis Khan to be my babysitter than you. I love my child too much to leave them in your hands.
Oh, there you go, joking around again. Genghis Khan. That's hilarious. Anyway, I would love nothing more than to get to see my darling grandson every day. You'd better watch out, though. I might just spoil him. So when can I start? Would you like me to be there right away after the baby is born?
Let me guess. This has something to do with the fact that your husband is suing you, am I right?
No, not at all.
Furthermore, your boyfriend was a married man who ran a cafe chain. He'd been buttering you up with promises of love and affection, so you thought this would be a great opportunity for him to leave his wife for you. Unfortunately, he was in no hurry to get divorced, so you decided to work at one of his cafes while you waited for him to do so. Then your husband sued you for the money you stole from him to buy gifts for your boyfriend. This alerted your boyfriend's wife to the situation, resulting in a blowout fight between the two of them. In the end, his wife told him to choose you or her, and he chose her. Do I have that right, Maggie? Did I leave anything out?
What the? Why do you know about all of that? And so what if it's true? I'm in the middle of the two biggest crises of my life. Why else do you think I would be coming to you for help?
Did you think I was actually going to take you up on your offer? I have a hard time believing that. There is absolutely no reason for me to say yes, and every reason imaginable to say no. Wake up, Maggie. I'm not giving you a dime.
But think about it. All of this is really your fault. I was hiding my relationship flawlessly. My husband didn't suspect a thing. Then you had to go and hire a private detective to follow me around and blow the lid on the whole thing. Why did you do that?
Don't get me wrong, it wasn't my idea. Your husband was the one who proposed that we hire a private detective.
He did, but I don't understand. Why?
You thought you were hiding it flawlessly, but the truth was that your husband was on to you. However, he's currently penniless and dependent on the money he borrowed from me to get by, which he still has to pay back. So he couldn't ask me to spot him the money to hire a detective. Not to mention the fact that despite everything, he's still my father-in-law. That's not exactly an easy request to make to your daughter-in-law. Like, hey, your husband's mother is cheating on me. Could you give me a hand in catching her? He's got quite a pride, your husband.
No way. He knew?
Knew is a strong word. He had a strong suspicion. Did you think I would just hire a private detective on a whim? I'm really busy with work and being pregnant. I don't have the time or energy to spend on you. Your husband, however, is an entirely different story. Having lost his job, he was spending a lot more time around the house and around you. Without his work on his mind, he was able to notice things about your behavior that he otherwise wouldn't have. Like, for instance, the fact that you had been making large withdrawals from his account since before he lost his job.
If he really knew, then why didn't he confront me about it? He never said anything.
Well, like I said, knew is too strong of a word. He lacked definitive proof. So one night, while we were discussing the details of his repayment plan, he said to me, "Look, this is humiliating, but I need your help with something." Then he offered me a deal. If I hired a private detective and he found proof that you were spending his money on your boyfriend, he could sue you to recover all that money. If you were innocent, then he would add the bill to his debt. It was a pretty risky play, but it paid off big time. Since we got all the proof we needed, he's going to sue you and use the money he collects to pay back his debt to me.
I never thought I'd get caught. I thought you were the one plotting my downfall, but my husband was in on it too?
Oh, come on, don't act like you're the victim here. All these years you've been calling yourself a housewife just so you could see other men while your husband was at work? This is you getting what you deserve.
Please, Ashley, I have nowhere else to go. I have no one I can turn to. I apologize for everything I've done to you, so please, won't you help me just this once?
Not on your life. I'm not so much of an angel that I could overlook everything and save you from yourself. Quite the contrary, watching as you descend into the deepest circle of hell is going to be the most fun thing I've done in ages. I'll have to be careful I don't laugh so hard my water breaks. Seriously, you need to wake up to reality, Maggie. You know what might help you? Try dumping a pitcher of ice water. Maggie finally realized that she wasn't going to get anywhere with me. She never messaged me again. I heard through the grapevine that she moved into a subsidized apartment for elderly people, found a part-time job that would hire her, and is hard at work trying to keep herself afloat. She has pretty sizable monthly payments to make, so she has to put in as many hours as she can. Needless to say, her lifestyle is a lot different now than back when she was a lazy housewife. She certainly doesn't have any free time to be fooling around with other men anymore. She's been taking the easy way through life, but hopefully she'll take this opportunity to self-reflect and change her ways. As for Heath and I, we recently welcomed our baby son into the world. I'm taking some well-deserved time off of work to take care of our baby, so for the time being, Heath is now our breadwinner. He tells me that becoming the family's sole source of income is the most motivating thing he's ever experienced. I'll have to be careful. At this rate, he might just start making more money than me. And if that happens, he might even want me to keep being a housewife.
I'm sorry to have to say this, but I've changed my mind about you. I do not approve of you marrying my son, and I never will. Now, run along home, little girl.
Wait a second. Don't you think it's a little too late for you to be saying that? The wedding is in a few weeks, and you never opposed us getting married before. I thought we were having a pleasant dinner together. This was my mom's first chance to meet you. She was really looking forward to it. And now you're telling me you're withdrawing your consent to our marriage? Why are you doing this?
Do you really need to ask me? Think about it.
Jolene, I really can't think of any reason you would be saying this. Did I do something that offended you tonight? Please, if that's the case, tell me what I did.
It's not something that you did tonight. It's something that you've been doing up until tonight, but now I've learned the truth. You were lying to me.
Lying? About what?
You were hiding the fact that you came from a broken home.
A broken home?
That's right. You never told me your mother was a single mother. And not only that, you had a rather poor upbringing, didn't you? If you're willing to hide such an important part of your history from me, then I will never let you marry my son.
Why do you think I was hiding it? I mean, sure, I never stated it outright, but did I really need to?
Are you mad? Of course you did. If I didn't do a thorough check on the educational and economic history of the women my son intends to marry, it could end up causing irreparable damage to my family's name.
You're making it sound more like a job interview than a marriage.
That's because it is an interview, and you failed miserably. Listen, Mia, my family has been running the Viratex Corporation for generations. It's one of the largest industrial conglomerates in the nation. Surely you can understand that I can't simply allow any woman to marry into this family, especially not one of your low stature.
Low stature?
I have an uncanny ability to read people, dear. I took one look at your mother and instantly knew everything I needed to know about her. She's clearly poor, uneducated, ignorant, uncivilized, and worst of all, a bad dresser.
That's an incredibly unkind way to talk about someone else's mother. So tell me more about how you read my mom and I.
What needs to be said?
I want you to tell me exactly what makes you think we're poor, uneducated, and all the other insults you flung at me.
As for uneducated, you admitted that yourself, didn't you? You never went to a prestigious university or anything of the sort. And your clothes and mannerisms are what tell me you're poor. I shouldn't need to tell you that, though.
I see. So you think that people who lack degrees from prestigious universities and don't dress like they have money to burn are uncivilized and ignorant?
Yes. What's wrong with you? Stop asking me such obvious questions. It's getting obnoxious.
Oh, well, excuse me for questioning why my soon-to-be mother-in-law suddenly withdraws her blessing on the eve of the wedding. Needless to say, I find your position completely unreasonable. A person's wealth and educational background don't matter one bit in a marriage.
Oh, that's such a commoner's way of thinking. I have the Viratex Corporation's interest to think about, Mia, and I can't have you ruining my family's name. Think of all the thousands of employees in our company's employ. Do you want them all to lose their jobs because you don't know your place in society?
You're gonna have to explain your logic to me there. How could me marrying your son possibly cause them to lose their jobs?
Since you're too much of a peasant to understand, I'll teach you a thing or two. The business world is all about reputation. If my son marries you, it's only a matter of time before you commit some crime or cause some other scandal that ruins our company's reputation.
I find it strange that you keep calling it our company. You're not connected to it directly, you just happen to be married to the current CEO. You've never actually worked there, have you?
So what if I haven't? My desire to protect the company is just as strong as my husband's. After all, both my son and husband work there. Tell me, Mia, are you prepared to sacrifice yourself for the good of the company?
What kind of question is that?
That's a no, then. And if you're not willing to sacrifice yourself for the company, then you have no place in this family. I've given my all for the company since the day I married my husband.
Good for you, Jolene. I understand you object to our marriage. Your husband, however, has no such issues. And more importantly, your son and I love each other and want to get married. You're the only person who's opposed to it.
What are you trying to say, Mia? That my word doesn't mean anything in this family? I have served my husband faithfully as his wife for more than 30 years, and he's the company's CEO. Just because I'm not officially employed by the company means you can just ignore my decisions?
It's not that you don't matter. And again, I'm sure you've been an excellent wife to your husband all these years. It's just,
I've never met anyone so senseless as to treat their future mother-in-law as a non-factor. You've got some nerve, Mia. But fine, so be it. Where are you right now? Come back to the house immediately. I'll meet you in the doorway.
What for?
I have something to give you.
I see. All right, then I'm on my way back.
Good evening, Jolene. Just to give you a heads up, I'm going to destroy you. What? Who are you? Oh, I'm sorry. I guess I didn't give you my number. I'm Kathy, Mia's mom. We just met today. Thank you for the lovely dinner. And what do you want? Oh, don't get me wrong. I don't want anything from you. I was just letting you know that I'm going to destroy you. Excuse me? You're going to crush me, the wife of the CEO of the great Viratex Corporation? Don't make me laugh. What's an impoverished single mother like you going to do to us? Oh, I'm sorry. It seems like you misunderstood me. I'm not going up against the Viratex Corporation, just you. You're going down in flames, Jolene. Oh, I'm absolutely trembling. And how are you going to do that, pray tell? One step at a time, starting with step 1. This is something we need to address first. You just threw a cup of hot tea on my Mia, didn't you? Well, guess what? I have the whole thing on video. You what? Did you notice that Mia had a small pen sticking out of her vest pocket? That was actually a hidden camera. It's state of the art. We have a 4K HD quality video of the entire incident. What? You mean Mia was recording me? No, don't think ill of Mia. She didn't know, actually. That was all my idea. I tend to be on the overcautious side, you see. I thought it would be good to have video of our meeting today just in case something went awry. And it's a good thing I did, too. So one step is to post this video on social media and show the entire world what you did. No! I don't think I need to tell an elite, educated woman like yourself that you just committed assault. You even admitted by text that you were aiming for her face. If word got out that the wife of the CEO of the great and powerful Viratex Corporation has done such a thing, I don't think your company's shareholders would think very highly of that, would they? Don't be ridiculous. That tea wasn't hot. Oh, bless your heart. Are you really going with that? What do you want me to say? It wasn't hot at all. I made that cup hours ago. It had completely cooled. Mia looked hot and sweaty, so I thought a nice cold cup of tea would help her cool down. I think I might just nominate you for the Worst Excuse in the World award. All you need to do is look at the burns on Mia's arms to know it was hot. If she has burns on her arms, she must have touched a hot stove at home or something. I don't have anything to do with it. All right then, so you're really going to go with the tea wasn't actually hot? I absolutely am. It's true after all. Okie dokie. Let's check the thermal image and confirm that, shall we? What the thermal imaging? That should be enough time. Did you check the video I sent you? You can clearly see that the cup you were holding had a much higher temperature than anything around it, including your body heat. So unless your body temperature is around 15 degrees, I'd say that confirms that the tea was, in fact, hot. Where did you get that camera? It's equipped with thermal imaging? I'm sorry, but you'll have to wait until later if you want to talk about camera shopping. Right now, the topic of the conversation is the fact that you lied. Well, Jolene, do you have anything to say for yourself now that you've been found out? You're being overdramatic about all of this. I didn't intend to lie. I thought that cup was cooled. That's why I threw the tea at her. I guess I must have grabbed a new cup of tea by mistake. My, oh my, Jolene, that's precisely what I'd expect from an elite woman like yourself. You're so immune to shame that you have no qualms about telling such a ridiculous cover story. It's like you've climbed so high on the social ladder that you circled all the way around and got back to the bottom. You have no right to talk to me like that. I'm not on the bottom of the social ladder. You are. Are you sure you want to keep saying that? After all, I'm having a pretty easy time getting the best of you right now. If you think I'm at the bottom of the social ladder, then what does that make you? Oh, don't make me laugh. You're not getting the best of me. My husband is the CEO of the Viratex Corporation. Do you have any idea how powerful he is? He could crush you like an ant in an instant if he chose to do so. But that husband of yours is out of the country on business right now, isn't he? I read about it in an article on the internet the other day. He's in the middle of working on a big project in a new market overseas. He must be terribly busy, far too busy to deal with cleaning up your messes. I wonder how he would react if he knew the sort of nonsense you were getting up to. Don't act like you know anything about my husband. I am his wife. No one knows him better than I do. He'll forgive me with a smile, just like he always does. Oh, you really think so? Then I guess I'll just have to call him up and see what he thinks. Be right back, Jolene. What? You're calling him? You don't know his number. I don't understand. My husband wants to divorce me now? What in the world is going on?
Oh, I can answer that. I just talked to your husband and sent him the video of you pouring that hot tea all over Mia. As an extra special bonus, I showed him the thermography video too.
You did?
Yep, and that's not all. You remember the way you were mocking my daughter and I by text a little while ago? I also sent him a copy of that entire conversation. So yeah, your husband knows exactly what you've been up to for the last several hours.
And he's divorcing me because of that?
You understand, don't you? He doesn't have much of a choice in the matter. As the company's CEO, he has to manage all the risks to the company, including reputational ones. Considering that, it only makes sense that he wouldn't want to carry the risk of having you be his wife.
But every single word I said was the plain and simple truth.
Was it, Jolene? Was it really? You think that people with less money than you or didn't attend a university that fits your standards are uncivilized and ignorant. If you really think that way, then wow, you're even more of a lost cause than I thought.
I want answers, Kathy. For starters, why in the world did you know my husband's phone number?
I had a very close acquaintance of mine give it to me.
What? Who was it? Who could you possibly know that would be willing to give you my husband's number?
I think you know who it was. Take a moment to think about it, Jolene. Who do you know that wouldn't be very happy about the way you treated Mia?
You're kidding me. Was it really my son?
Ding, 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 we have a winner. Right you are, Jolene. It was none other than your dear son, Troy. I doubt he told you this, but he's been telling Mia and I for quite some time now that he didn't want to introduce us to you. The reason he gave was that you have a bit of an arrogant side, but I didn't think that was a fair description of you. You are nothing less than a bitter, vitriolic, narcissistic bigot.
No, I don't believe you. There's no way my boy would talk about me that way. I mean, I've always been the best mother for him that I could be. He was always number one in my book.
For what it's worth, he did tell us that your husband was a completely different person and that we could trust him. He was going to be here at dinner tonight, but he had to fly out of the country on business at the last minute. That worried Troy, who said without your husband there to keep you in line, you would no doubt say or do something awful to us. Which brings me back to the camera that Mia had with her. Would you like to know where I got it from? Troy gave it to me.
You must be joking. That was Troy's idea?
A slight correction. It was my idea. He just supplied me with the camera. I mean, do you think someone like me could get my hands on a state-of-the-art camera like that? I am much too poor.
This can't be happening. I'm not just being betrayed by my husband. My son is turning his back on me as well?
Oh, don't be too hard on the poor boys, Jolene. Actually, Troy didn't turn his back on you at all. No, he had already given up on all hope of you being a decent human being a long time ago. Your husband was the only one whose opinion of you changed today. He knew you could be a bit, shall we say, uppity, but he trusted that you would have the decency to not let your bigotry out into the open. And boy, oh boy, was he wrong. So if anything, you were the one who betrayed his trust.
But even if that were the case, which I'm not saying it is, then it would still be unfair of him to divorce me so suddenly. I deserve to have him hear my side of the story. I won't let this happen.
Weren't you talking a little while ago about how nothing is more important than the company's reputation? It seems your husband shares that point of view. He did an expert analysis of the risks that came along with having a problematic individual like you in the family, and as a result, he decided that you simply weren't worth the risk.
That's ridiculous. Sure, the company's image is important, but not more important than me. I've spent the better part of my life serving him and this company.
You really think so? Troy thinks differently. He had a lot to say about you, and none of it was very good. For example, he says that you've been burning your family's money like leaves on a bonfire.
What? Troy said that? How dare he?
Well, if you're upset at him, please don't take it out on me. I'm just telling you what he told me. If you have issues with that, I'd appreciate it if you could talk things over with each other.
I would love nothing more than to talk to him right now, but he's not responding to any of my calls or texts. I'll need you to act as a mediator between us.
A mediator?
Yes, you have to tell my husband and son that I've seen the error of my ways. Tell them I'm truly sorry for what I did to them from the bottom of my heart.
That certainly is an apology, but if you don't mind me asking, isn't there anyone else who you should be apologizing to right now?
What? Who else is there?
Well, that response from you certainly is telling.
Telling how? Stop speaking so cryptically and give me a straight answer. It's telling in that it shows that you clearly have not seen the error of your ways, and you are not sorry from the bottom of your heart. Yes, I am. Now, tell me who you think I need to apologize to. I'm racking my brain and I can't think of anyone but them. At least give me a hint. You really need a hint. Take a moment and think about it, Jolene. I'm sure you'll come up with something. No, I can't. That's why I'm asking you. Oh, boy, you really are a lost cause, Jolene. To think my poor daughter had to get stuck with someone like this for a mother-in-law. Oh, I've got it. I need to apologize to the company. The company? Yes, that's got to be it. After all, my son Troy is one day going to be the next CEO of the Viratex Corporation. If I send him a message with some sort of apology for any damage I've caused to the company, then he'll forgive me for sure. I don't know why I didn't think of that sooner. This will show him how serious I am about serving the family and the company. I'm a genius. Okay, well, you go ahead and do whatever it is you're about to do. I'll leave you in peace. I think I've said just about all I can say to you. I wanted to say that I'm sorry. I was wrong to treat you that way. Now you're apologizing? Don't you think you're a little bit late for that? I have been waiting for this to happen for a couple of hours now. Blame your mother for not giving me a straight answer. She asked me so many cryptic questions. Apparently she was trying to tell me that I should apologize to you. I wish she would have at least given me a better hint. You need a hint to realize that you should apologize to me? Well, at least you figured it out on your own. No, that's not the case either. I can admit I need some assistance. I was sending message after message apologizing to Troy, but when he finally texted me back, he told me to apologize to you. Seriously, how was I supposed to figure that out? Are you out of your mind? You mocked me, belittled me, insulted my mom, and for the finishing touch, you dumped a boiling hot cup of tea on me. But it still seems like you're not the least bit sorry for anything. Can't you read? I'm trying to tell you I'm sorry right now. No, you're not. Not for real anyway. You're only saying that you're sorry, but on the inside, you're still saying, all I did was tell the truth. Am I right? I was, though. Tons of poor, uneducated losers or uncivilized barbarians. Speaking of which, your mother is a real piece of work. If I were you, I'd strongly consider having her committed. Or at the very least, don't let your guard down around her. I can admit that my mom isn't exactly what most people would call normal, but it's precisely that weird side of her that makes her extremely helpful to have around in a tough situation. I mean, it was thanks to her preparation that I was able to come out on top today. Oh, you think you've won, have you? Well, think again. I just apologized to you, and now my husband and son will forgive me for sure. And you said my mom was a piece of work. You do realize that your husband has given you an ultimatum. You have to be out of the house by the time he gets back from his trip overseas. Oh, but that's what he said before. Now that I've apologized, he'll change his mind. I am speechless, completely speechless. You really do think that you're invincible, don't you? I mean, just because you said the words "I'm sorry" doesn't mean I accept or believe your apology. What? But why now? I'm apologizing, aren't I? What is your problem anyway? Why do you have it in for me like this? Yeah, if that's your attitude, then you're definitely not sorry for what you did. Okay, tell you what, you really want to apologize? Then you can pay me for my doctor's bills to treat the burns you caused me, as well as some extra money on top for my pain and suffering. Deal! I'll pay you as much as you like. I'll just go and grab my husband's checkbook. Not so fast, Jolene. You're going to pay for it with money you earn on your own. I'm not going to let you use your husband's money to pay me off. If you want to show you're sorry, you're going to have to work for it. Well, if that's what you want, then I wouldn't hold your breath. I don't have any such money. And besides, wouldn't you rather get your hands on that money right away rather than forcing me to pay you myself? Yep, my mom was right. You're a lost cause. I'm suing you for your assault. You'll be hearing from my lawyer soon. Oh, and you should get a head start on moving out of your house. Look at you, talking like some big shot. What makes you think I should listen to a single word you say? Because I want you to be gone before I move in. What? Me and Troy are going to live in that house. We've already prepared for the move, so the sooner you clear out, the sooner we can move in. Hold it right there! You can't be serious! I'm dead serious. So yeah, start packing your things.
immediately.
You mean I'm actually being kicked out of my own house?
How many times are you going to make me say it? Yes, get out! You should stop wasting time talking to me and get to work on finding yourself a new place to live.
But how am I supposed to do that? I don't have any money of my own. What am I supposed to do from now on? Oh,
It's not going to do you any good to ask me.
this can't be happening. I've given everything for my family. I've served the company faithfully. Is this how I'm getting repaid for all of that?
Yes, I'm well aware of how much you love the Viratex Corporation. You told me that I had to be prepared to sacrifice for the company, didn't you?
I guess I did.
Well, now you're up to bat, Jolene. It's time for you to sacrifice everything for the company. Jolene fought tooth and nail until the very end to try and keep her place in that house. However, once Troy's father came home from his business trip, the two of them put an end to that. They told her that there was no way she could come back from this, called security, and had her forcibly removed from the house. It seems like all everyone in that family ever talks about is their company and the impact Jolene could have on it. But I think that deep down, the simple truth was that the two of them were just fed up with her behavior. I mean, Jolene was constantly name-dropping her husband and his company in order to put other people down. They can't have been too happy about having the name of their company used in such a way. After Jolene was removed from the house, I sued her for throwing that cup of tea on me. We settled before trial, and she took out a loan to make a single lump sum payment to me. Out in the big and scary world with no one to help her, Jolene was left to work off her debt by herself. How ironic, she spent most of her life looking down on poor people, but look at her now. I bet she's rethinking her bigoted beliefs right now. As for me, once Jolene left, me and Troy moved right in. It's now us and his father living together in their big, beautiful house. I'm happier than I ever thought I would be, and I know that I have my mom to thank for it. She's done so much for me throughout my entire life, and the way she helped me deal with Jolene was just one more thing I have to thank her for. She's done so much for me throughout my entire life, and the way she helped me deal with Jolene was just one more thing I have to thank her for. But she started visiting us like 4 or 5 times a week now. I wish she would tone it down a bit.